to bioelectrical physics. I know it's a big word. I'm Dr. Gordon Pedersen, and I'm going to look at negative ions in a bio, meaning life, electrical, meaning as it applies to giving life. And the important thing here you've got to recognize is the human body is electrical, it is magnetic, it is chemical, and all of it comes together and it needs to be in balance in order for it to work. Here's a demonstration. I have two electrodes, one's positive and one's negative. If I only have positive charges, I can produce no energy. But if I have a negative and a positive, look at this. My body's producing an energetic charge that's measurable. You can see the same thing when you rub your feet on the carpet and then you go out and you touch something metal, you generate a shock. Well, the important thing here is when you get out of balance, you develop problems with the way your body functions. Think about it. Nerves send a signal from the brain down through chemical signals that have positive and negative charges, making an electrical charge out of it. You can interfere with that. You can send electrical signals and you can damage that. So when people come to me and they say, Dr. Pedersen, how can a device that looks like a pen generate negative ions and give me some kind of impact on my body? Well, I did a test. Very simple. I take an ion tester. So that's what I've got is an ion tester. And I put the device against it and I measure it and I have a number that's up in the 1800 range. Well, what does that mean? Well, what it means very simple is this generates negative ions. Okay, that's it for right now. Empirical data is this can generate, as measured by an ion tester, any amount of negative ions. And it could be 1, it could be 1800, but many different devices that claim to do so don't really produce very many negative ions. Some do a lot, some do a little. Another question I wanted to know was, can a little device like this that basically puts out negative ions, put it on my phone and I can block the positive ions that are out there from my cell phone radiation and that can actually protect me? Well, let's take a look at the human body. I've got a couple of things going on here with the human body. And first of all, you know what? I'm not a great artist. On the other hand, I really know how to talk about positive and negative ions because as a doctor, I know when somebody is in pain. Yeah, someone's in pain, and I can tell quite often when that pain comes from a different part of the body because they point to it and it gets all red and inflamed. So here's a human body. I know yours is much better than that. I just made a bad looking body here, but listen. When you get under pain, what happens to this arm? It swells up. It's no longer what it used to be. Pain is all an accumulation of positive charges. Wow! Pain and inflammation is all positively charged. And you accumulate more positive charges and the body opens up its cells and floods more inflammation to the site and you hurt more. To get rid of that pain, you're going to have an infusion of negative charges. Where do they come from? Well, they just come from my body. My hormones will do it. Well, the signal for those hormones to be released comes in the form of a negative ion charge. So, when somebody points a pen device or puts a device out there that produces negative ions, we now have negative ions all around us, and we're reducing that shock capacity or potential. Let me take a look at the sky. In the sky, you've got clouds. Clouds rub together, they say. Well, what really happens is ice particles, water particles rub together and produce an accumulation of friction that is all measured in positive charges. Yeah, clouds. Clouds get so positively charged, they can't hold that charge anymore. And guess what the result is? Lightning. Yeah, when you build up so much of a positive charge, zap happens. When you build up so much of a positive charge, inflammation happens, pain happens, interference with the normal negative charges is occurring when you have too many positive charges built up. Positive charges come from radiation, radio frequency radiation. And you've got radio frequency, you've got high frequency, you've got television, you've got all these different frequencies hitting us all the time, and guess what charge they're bringing with them? So we're over accumulating the positive charge. So by taking a negative ion generator, I'm going to help balance this out. Are you telling me that you can take a negative ion generator and you can reduce swelling? No. I'm telling you that there are devices that I have measured and shown to you right now that produce negative ions that when are pointed at the human body will be received by that body, and it will balance out the positive charges. I didn't say anything else. I just said you're going to balance out the positive charges. And guess what the result will be? A cell in your body has nutrients that come in and come out and has charges on both sides of it. And guess what happens? The negative and positive balance out. And if you're under stress, guess what? You're all positively charged like a cloud ready to blow lightning. Positive charges under stress need to be neutralized by negative charges. And as the negative charges come in contact with your body, a balancing effect happens, and the uptight stress now becomes a balanced stress. Only one particle, one ion at a time, but it doesn't take very long to have an impact for the overall body, especially if you're a body under stress with too many positive charges from your environment, from your own human body, from your foods, from your pesticides, from everything that's surrounding us, including talking on the cell phone too much. Now, does the little sticker that you put on your cell phone that generates negative ions actually heal your body? No, absolutely not. But what it does do is it surrounds the phone with negative ions that neutralize the positive ions that are harmful. And together they become neutral and they go away without entering your body, so you don't have to work on the inflammation in your body nearly as much. With that said, the biophysics of the human body sometimes needs a little help, because down here where the earth is rotating, it usually carries a negative charge. Up here in the sky, there's a lot of positive charges with the pollution. So now what we're not in contact with Mother Earth so much anymore, since we wear rubber shoes and walk on carpets, we now have the ability to help balance out the overaccumulation of positive charges from our environment by having a negative ion generator. Now, with that in mind, are there good ones? Yeah. Are there bad ones? Yeah. It's very simple to figure that out, though. You just get an ion tester, or you trust those who have, and measure it and put it into reports. Don't try to get a product unless it has been ion tested. Why? You want empirical data that you'll know exactly what you're putting in and around your body, because you know what? Your body knows what to do with these different ions. You may not, but I guarantee you, your body does. With that stated, I really want to appreciate those of you who have asked this question. Our classroom has been very informative, and I really, really do appreciate the people who have brought tools to me. They are really excellent, according to the ion tester.